George? George? George, are you alright? Hey, George!
Despite the high priority given to enclosed spaces in safety meetings, and the amount of information available to warn crews of the dangers, they are still the cause of many deaths. This is often because crew members don't realize they're entering a dangerous space, or they are complacent and fail to follow procedures. Many of the emergencies that occur are a result of the atmosphere. These include a person being overcome by a poisonous gas or vapor, a lack of oxygen, smoke, or a loss of air supply whilst working in a toxic or oxygen-depleted atmosphere. There is also a risk of heat exhaustion, injury, or being trapped. Any person suffering from any of the above will be either unconscious or partly conscious and may not be able to help themselves. If this is the case, they will be in a very serious state and will need immediate rescue from the space, followed by medical treatment. People can't survive for very long if they are deprived of oxygen. This is one of the main reasons why enclosed spaces are so dangerous. Initially, an oxygen-starved person feels dizzy and potentially nauseated, but prolonged starvation causes brain cells to die, leading to confusion and a lack of awareness. Signs of oxygen starvation also include a tingling sensation in the arms, legs, hands and feet, numbness, breathlessness, affected vision, and headache. In some cases, the skin looks pale or slightly blue in color. Ultimately, oxygen starvation leads to unconsciousness, with death soon following if conditions persist. But there are other gases that we must consider. Hydrogen sulfide is found on all types of vessels, particularly in ballast tanks and sewage systems. It's a very dangerous gas that is flammable, explosive, and will cause immediate death if you inhale a large concentration of it. Prolonged exposure to low levels will lead to such symptoms as tiredness, dizziness, and unconsciousness. Similar symptoms occur when you breathe in hydrocarbon gas, which can be present because of oil residue or gas leakage. Aside from being an explosive risk, hydrocarbons can be very toxic. Breathing in a large concentration of hydrocarbon gas immediately affects the lungs, causing pneumonia-like symptoms and possibly resulting in a heart attack. Some substances are only mildly toxic, but can build up in a person's organs over time. Carbon monoxide is a very dangerous gas, found in inerting systems and engine exhausts. When inhaled, it causes the skin to turn cherry red in color, damages the organs, and if it is a severe exposure, death. Always avoid inhaling or having contact with any chemical because most can cause burns, lodge in the organs, and are carcinogenic. Chemical vapors commonly cause irritation to the eyes and soft membranes of the nose and mouth. Benzene is known to cause blood diseases such as anemia and leukemia. A product's materials safety data sheet is a valuable source of information on what action to take and the treatment needed after exposure to it. Contingency planning is a necessary part of an enclosed space entry. This ensures that crew members know what to do if conditions change or things go wrong. Often the plan will require the space to be immediately cleared of all personnel. This will be the case if conditions have changed and the requirements of the permit cannot be met. When a high gas measurement or low oxygen reading is made in the atmosphere, or if any forced ventilation or extraction fails. It should also be done if a person feels unwell, When the vessel's general alarm sounds, if there is more to the task than covered by the permit to work, if the temperature in the space is found to be too high, or if the space is found to contain unexpected cargo residues. Contingency planning also covers such events as lighting failing, or variations to the nature of the task inside the space that are different from the permit. If the airline supply fails, there should be a backup plan in place to immediately restore the failed air supply. Part of this type of planning on a tanker should also cover the possibility of workers leaving the space but being contaminated with oil or chemicals. When the alarm is raised for a person in distress, the immediate reaction from anyone close by can be to enter the space to assist the casualty. When not prepared, this is the worst thing to do. It is essential that the rescuer does not become a victim. It is human nature to want to assist others, but this should be done by immediately raising the alarm and following the rescue plan, which will include directions on how an alarm is raised, the equipment required for the rescue, the members of the rescue team, the roles of individual members, and the rescue method. Training and drills prepare crew members for taking part in a real rescue, where there will be some urgency to assist those in trouble. Even so, you should still have a briefing before entering the space. In an emergency, it is too late to test a plan, so it must be tested with a drill. An effective drill allows all the members of the team to appreciate the difficulty of moving an unconscious person, and it enables rescuers to understand and practice with any specialized rescue equipment on board. SOLAS require enclosed space entry drills to be undertaken every 2 months. These have to be realistic and involve the rescue team, but they should never put people at risk. There should be rescue drills for unconscious people inside an enclosed space, such as a cargo tank, where a casualty would be lifted out vertically, and an unconscious person inside an enclosed space, such as a cofferdam, where the casualty would be carried out. Drills should be undertaken both for a safe atmosphere and a dangerous one, where the rescuers would have to wear breathing apparatus. There are times when an airline BA set has to be worn, rather than a self-contained one. This may be the case if there is a small opening to the enclosed space. Drills should be for more than one unconscious person inside an enclosed space. For someone trapped in a small space, including machinery spaces. And for a crew member with skeletal or other injuries who needs first aid assistance before being stretchered out of the space. After you have completed a drill, you should always take part in a debrief, where everyone involved can reflect on the operation and highlight improvements that could be made to the plan. It's essential that improvements are identified after a drill, as there will be no time to improve the rescue plan when a real emergency occurs. Enclosed spaces can be hazardous, but by following procedures and thinking of your own and others' safety, you will not become a casualty. This is something that everyone wants, most of all, you and your family.